Teresa. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel. And welcome to all the new subscribers I got from Amy's channel. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you enjoy some of my cooking videos and my recipes. And I'll do like a variety of different cuisines. But tonight, it's getting late. So I found this at Market Basket today. They had so many variations. And it's Zatarain's Cajun chicken with rice. And I thought, I'm going to add a little extra chicken so we can eat a little bit more protein versus the rice. But I'm going to try it in my Instant Pot. There's no directions for the Instant Pot. So we're just kind of going to go with it. But I like to add onions and celery. But I'll show you as we go along. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you so much for being here. And let's get started. Instant Pot on saute. Now, this is I'm using chicken breast, boneless, skinless. And I always say that I always season it before. In this recipe tells you just to throw everything in the pot, and because it's going to be a lot of seasoning in this box. But I just think that chicken breast, you have to add some seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of red onion and this is frozen celery. And I'm also going to add some fresh garlic. I have just a little bit in my jar. And this is the seasoning I used on my chicken, just a little bit. And a little bit of roasted garlic powder. We love garlic. And there's not a lot of ingredients. I put a little olive oil, a little butter. Now, I have 3 cups of water measured out, but we won't be using that amount. You could do this on the stove. It even has microwave instructions. It's probably similar to a jambalaya. Oh, and I'm also going to add just a little bit of turkey tasso. It's a little spicy. I tried it. Just for a little flavor. But it calls for actually 2 1/4 cups of water in the when you do it on the stove. So I definitely won't be using all that water. So I like to add just a little bit of butter for a little bit more flavor. And I think I'm going to just saute my chicken just for a minute. And this is quite a lot, but it should be okay there should be enough room in the pot is what I'm trying to say. That way we can get a lot of surface area. I just like when you brown it, I find that it has a little bit more flavor than when you don't. So I'm going to let this cook for a little while, and I'll bring you back whenever we stir. I think it's a little bit better view of the pot, so I'm going to try to leave it on that. Oh, let me tell you what else I found today. Now, I'm not going to use it today because the Zatarain's is usually a little bit, not a lot spicy. It's just got a little bit, but I found this Louisiana hot sauce that says hotter on it. I'm so excited. I'm going to probably try this with beans. But, I don't know if you're new to my channel, but my daughter and I have really been into spicy foods. And usually I add a fresh jalapeno without the seeds. But tonight I'm in a hurry. So, not too much in a hurry, or I just throw everything in and mix it. But I didn't chop one tonight because I've never used this Zatarain's. So, it's probably got a little spice in it, but it sounds really good. They had all kind of flavors. I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't get to read all of them. But it was a lot of fun shopping today. I don't go to that store often. They had a lot of Cajun things that I hadn't seen before. I really went there to get some, it's fresh green onion sausage. And I was going to stuff some chicken breast with it, but they said they haven't been making it lately because they're short-handed. But anyway, so I'll turn the chicken a little bit, and after the chicken gets cooked a little bit, we'll add the onions and celery and just cook it. And put it in this bowl so you could see what it looks like. You could see the spices in it. And so you don't want to use chicken stock with something like this because it would be, unless you had unsalted chicken stock, which I don't have any. But this is what it looks like on the inside of the package, and it's got some minced onion, and it looks like maybe some bell pepper, red pepper, some parsley, which I'm going to add some parsley as well. But they also had one with yellow rice, but I didn't get to get that one. So our chicken's looking good, smelling good. Let's give it a stir. And all I like to do is get just a little bit of brown at the bottom of my pot, and I find that just adds a little bit extra flavor. So I think that's probably good. So let's go ahead and add our vegetables and our garlic. And I'm being honest with you. I did a jambalaya in the Instant Pot before, and it was a while ago, and I don't really remember how long I cooked. And I have a rice cooker. That's what I cook my rice in. And I probably could have dumped this in the rice cooker with cooked chicken. And that really cools off the Instant Pot. And this is probably about, I'd say about 2 cloves of garlic. And you could add as much as you like. We like a lot of garlic, but I didn't feel like chopping a bunch tonight. I cooked an Instant Pot recipe last night. I found some chicken for a really good deal. So if I have a couple of videos of chicken, please forgive me. But I was excited to find it. So let's give that a stir. And that's going to have a lot of water in it from that celery. So let me let this get hot again one more time. And get a little bit more brown at the bottom, and then we'll go to the next step. Now mine took a tiny bit longer because I used frozen celery, so I had to cook a little bit of water out. But as you can see, it's got some brown stuff at the bottom, which is really what I go for. So let's throw in the tasso, which is already cooked, if I didn't mention that. And that's about a cup. And it's totally optional. And so is the chicken. You can use sausage, ground beef, pork, whatever protein you like. All right, let's stir in the rice mixture and the seasoning. I'm going to give it just a little stir. It smells so good. And I have some green onions, but we'll put those at the end. Uh-oh, I'm sorry about this. I gotta get that rice off my spoon. All right, let's add a little parsley. We can add that later or now or both times. I like a little parsley. And I have, let's see, 1.5 cups of water. I'm gonna see how much that gives me. And that's not enough. Well, let me see. This is just a tiny bit more. Let's give it a stir and see what it looks like. You want to scrape the sides to get all the flavor in there. That looks good to me because you want to put less water in the Instant Pot than you do a regular pot. But I do want to make sure it's stirred really well because they had some seasoning in there that needs to be broken up. Now, I'm going to go with that amount. So that was about that was about 1 3/4 cup. And I think that is going to do it. We're just going to go with it. I like to just live dangerously. But you never know unless you try. And I looked up rice and somebody said white rice is 4 minutes. So let's cancel. And we'll put the lid on. This Instant Pot is it really comes in handy, especially during the summertime. Whoops. Because it gets really warm here. And baking, I still do it. Baking and cooking really heats up the kitchen, but I still like to do it. I can't just stop completely. And now you really can't see the front of the Instant Pot very well. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's I don't have a rice button. Yes, I do. And I'm going to go, well, I have to adjust it. Nope. Cancel. I'm going to do manual then. Where is the manual button? I'm going to do 4 minutes. And I haven't decided if I'm going to natural release or do a quick release, but I'll let you know. So I'll be back in 4 or 5, well, it's going to come up to pressure. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Instant Pot went off. I'm going to let it natural release for 10 minutes. And I don't know if you can see here, if I lift it up, it'll tell you the minutes right there on the little screen, I guess is what you call it. But I'm going to let it do for 10 minutes and then we'll open it up and see what we have here. Hopefully it's going to be delicious. See what we have here. It's been 11 minutes actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me let all the rest of the pressure out, then I'll come back. Oh, it looks good. And I'm going to add my green onions and then we'll stir it. See see if it go ahead and stick at the bottom. I like a lot of green onions. I just love the flavor of green onions. These are the green onion tops. I use the bottoms for another recipe. So let's give it a stir. It looks a little bit wet. That's okay. I like it like that. Maybe you could use a tiny bit less water. I probably shouldn't have added that other almost a fourth of a cup. But it may just be like this. The most important thing is to see if the rice is cooked. So let me only add a little bit more parsley. And I'm sure we won't need any salt or pepper or anything like that. It smells so good. And I tell you, you know, chicken breasts can be dry or not as flavorful, but when you put it in an Instant Pot, I find that they really, especially when they're cut up and they're seasoned, each piece, I find that they really come out well. They have a really good flavor. Okay, this is going to be hot, so let me try to cool it. I don't want to burn the daylights out of my mouth. Oh, the flavor is amazing. Still really hot. That's delicious. And the rice is cooked just right. Well, this is very good and easy. So easy. So let me plate it up. And, you know, it's going to dry out a little bit as it sits. I'm turning my pot off because I don't want it to cook anymore. So let me do a taste test. And we have a little side of, I had some leftover peas last night. We added some corn to it. And it's really good together. So we're going to eat that as a side. Little peas and corn. If you never tried that with sweet corn with peas and butter and salt and pepper, it's delicious. This is really good. And it didn't make a ton of food, which is great for us. And I really like the rice this way. Now, it's still really hot. The tasso did add some flavor. And it was good that I seasoned the chicken up. It really needed it, and it's not over seasoned. It's not too salty. And it's still really hot. And the chicken is so moist and tender and flavorful. The Instant Pot really does a good job. I really like the appliance. But you could also do this on the stove. This is so good. And I don't buy things like this very often. But I'm glad I decided to try this one. So, it'd also be good with a roll, piece of bread. And here's my peas and corn. So good. But, and they had a lot of varieties. You see this, try it. It's very easy. And like I said, I added extra meat so we'd eat more protein. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that everyone likes this video. I've really had a lot of fun making it. Instant Pot videos are one of my favorite things to do. But I like to do variety. But please subscribe if you haven't for more delicious recipes of all different cuisines. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And God bless. And you have a great day. Bye.